If you recently started to use Microsoft Teams and 365 to support your work from home initiative, I have great news for you. These are the exact tools that you need to move into the future as your people come back into the office or work remote or wherever they want to work. And today we have Zach with us from Brainstorm to help talk about that experience. Welcome, Zach.
Hey, Pat. Thanks for having me on today.
Is training enough to enable remote employees, Zach?
Yes, training is definitely a direction that organizations would want to go in. But we look at training oftentimes as being something that is a one-time event. When we're talking about learning a new way of doing things, we really want to look at it more through the lens of adoption, right? How do we help users take something that's new to them and implement it into their lives where they're already busy and already working? If we can shift our perception through the lens of adoption, we're going to get a lot further as far as getting our users to use these tools more effectively. And so, where organizations really should be focusing is on how they can help their employees stay up to par on what's happening with the technology. In a lot of industries, there's requirements of continuing education, right, to stay current on what new changes are there and what new knowledge base they should be aware of. And we really take the same approach when it comes to Microsoft, because so many of the additions that Microsoft is making are there to enhance your productivity and your efficiency in what you do with your job. So why not stay up to par with exactly what those enhancements are?
So, Zach, how does Quick Help assist in this process and help leaders, provide what their team needs over time?
In my mind, it really boils down to empowerment. Once Office 365 is put in place from a technical perspective, really the important factor after that is focusing on the people side of that movement and making sure that the population base of that company that is expected to use Microsoft in a certain way is empowered by their leadership to use it more successfully, which would then in turn lead to much more independent and self-sufficient work.
So Quick Help also has a dashboard and badges and gamification. How does that tie into the learning and adoption process?
Good question. Now, as people go through Quick Help, they're consuming content around Office 365, right? And that content, it's meant to help them crawl, then walk, then run in their ability to use these tools. And so the dashboard is fantastic to help leadership see how people are engaged with Quick Help. And the gamification dashboard is a great way to do that because people are going to earn points and badges as they go through their learning journey. We're really only telling the part of the story of what they're learning, right? The big part of the story that we really need to see is that learning applied into user behavior change, right?
Mhm.
And so within Quick Help, we have Microsoft Graph that is integrated into Quick Help. And Microsoft Graph is actually the actual visibility of the activity of the Microsoft user. Okay, so we can look and see, are they using Teams? How are they using it? What ways are they using it? So as an organization that wants to go from point A to point B with Microsoft and how much more productive and efficient they want to be, the graph data information inside of Quick Help becomes the GPS. It becomes that compass and kind of that navigational beacon for the organization to say, are we on track with where we want to be with these tools from a behavioral change perspective? We want to make sure that all of your customers have the ability to look at that solution from end to end and see it as a way that they can actually manage a technical implementation and the people movement there towards a successful place of change and how they productively work and how the efficiency of the company can grow.
It's really important that leaders understand the distinction between gamification inside a learning platform that shows you where your users are in the journey and what Microsoft Graph brings. Microsoft Graph isn't about the training they're taking. It's about the actual usage inside of Microsoft 365 and Teams. It's going to show us exactly where those tools are being used and give us real-time feedback on adoption.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the key component of this whole thing is to be able to see, are we influencing behavioral change down to the employee, to the user level? And this is one of those pieces of technology as well that we can talk a lot about. And as we've gone through, we're hitting on some great value points, especially the point of looking at this through a different lens from training to driving adoption. But to really feel the full impact of this, it's one of those things that you have to see and really experience. And I think that's a direction that we can go.
Yeah, absolutely. And for organizations that are interested, we can help facilitate a demo for that.
100%.
Awesome. Well, Zach, thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me on, Pat.
Yeah, and for business leaders, I encourage you to keep in mind that not only can this tool help you in the work from home setting you're in now, but these are the exact tools that are going to help your employees be successful remote or wherever they choose to work from. We look forward to helping you on the journey. Onward and upward.